Welcome back to Studio Chatter. If you have been a fan of our program for very long, you know that Stacy is a big fan of books. You could almost call her reading a habit. Stacy, what are you reading about now?
Oh, I love that. So I love that I'm sharing this. It's my daughter's book. This was one of the books she requested for Christmas. And she's not a reader. She hasn't been. From being little, she never has loved reading.
Really?
But she has set that as a goal. And last year she set a goal, I think, to read 6 books. And she made it. Like, it was near New Year's Eve, and she finished her 6th book. And this year she upped that, and she's already read several. So she's like, Mom, you've got to read Atomic Habits. So I just think it's so interesting listening to people's habits, because I think that's where you get where you are in life, depending on your habits or lack of habits or poor habits.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
There's so many awesome quotes in this book, but a couple that I wanted to share. This one is, the quality of our life often depends on the quality of our habits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I definitely believe that.
So
Absolutely.
I wanted to just like bring that up. Like, what are some of your habits, either that you wish you had or that you have? And sometimes it's when you're starting to talk that you're like, oh, I do that. I didn't even realize it was a habit. Like, I make my bed every day.
Oh,
do
me
you guys?
too.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Except Sundays.
I
that's the
like
day.
to, but some days I run out of there too fast.
Yeah.
But I love when I come home to my bed all made and the pillows on
And
it.
the pillows, huh?
Yep.
Okay,
But I don't.
What are some of your habits?
I absolutely make the bed every day.
Okay.
I feel like it's just, you have to be somewhat organized. Like, I feel like that's at least one thing finished so
Yes.
that I can get on about my day.
I agree.
And it's like a check on the box.
Uh-huh.
And I'm also a list maker, and I don't always get to everything, but I almost prioritize the list, like A, B, and C. Like, I have to do this today. This is the part that I should do, but if I don't get to it, it's not the end of the world.
Okay.
And these are the things that are kind of the back burner priority. And I think it's because I'm in sales, that these are like the calls that I have to make today. These are the calls that I should make today. And these are the calls that need to be made probably this week.
Okay.
Or the thing, and it could be the very same with like the kids or the home or.
So every day you make a list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like that.
Or I have a working list.
Yeah.
But probably a new list every day that I start.
I love that. I made a list today. I don't make
Okay.
one every single day. But do you guys, have you ever been known to maybe write something down that maybe you already did this morning just so you can check it?
I put it in my phone. I calendar
Totally
everything
do.
in my phone, and I'll put it for a couple of days, so it gives me like some grace period. But when I do it, then I like to remove it off of there so that it's like gone.
Done.
Yes.
Even though, like, you know, it
So
could
just
stay
kind
there, but then it just feels freeing.
Yes.
So the more that day clears
Yeah.
up, yeah, that makes me happy. Let's see. I do like to, it's a habit that I like to clean up before I can relax. So when everyone's over or before we like sit down and watch the news or TV for the night, I have to kind of shuffle around my kitchen and kind of just clean it up and be done. Get the
Yes.
laundry set. Rhett's always like, just sit down and relax, honey, you're so tired. And I'm like, I can't mentally relax until this space feels good.
That's so
And
interesting.
it's bad sometimes, I know. Like, I should just like sit down and who cares? But my brain can't like
Okay.
free itself. if
And it's so
there.
interesting because I know you and you are so organized and on top of it. And I have a friend that said, oh, she could not go to bed with a dirty kitchen. I absolutely can. But
Oh,
I'm
and I have.
can't.
I'm a morning person,
Right.
so I would rather, like by night, I'm wiped out. So I would rather wake up and just do it then.
See, my
if it's
mornings are
messy.
so crazy with work and stuff that I hate to wake up to the mess.
Yeah.
And then I
It's
feel
just
like,
interesting,
isn't that
huh?
funny? Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
just the way that you decompress. This is funny. It's like a childhood thing, but I usually set out my outfit the night before, or at least like go through my closet and come up with a couple of ideas of what I want to wear before I go to
So I
bed.
like that you said a couple of ideas because sometimes I think tomorrow I'm going to wear this, but then I wake up and I'm like, ooh, I'm not in the mood for black. I'm totally feeling yellow.
Or
Do
you wake up and it's just kind of like, oh, the weather isn't quite what I thought it would be. I'm feeling more like this, or I'm feeling kind of full-ish today, like I want to wear something baggier. But that's why when I take like a trip, I always have to pack so much because I never know what I'm going to feel.
Yeah.
And your clothes kind of say like how you're feeling, I think,
Right,
a little bit.
right.
Yeah.
I love
like
that you
that.
said it stems from your childhood because I definitely do it for the kids. We always pick the night before. It's a habit. We put it out the night before so there's no fighting in the morning.
Yep.
We know exactly what we're going to go to. We go through backpacks, we go through homework, and just there's no. We even pick out breakfast sometimes the
That's
night before.
awesome.
Are you having pancakes or are you having eggs?
We do
because
too.
we are not fighting about this in the morning.
Yeah.
Me, not so much anymore because I'm not going to an office anymore.
Right.
So I can be in my pajamas sometimes until 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Which
I don't
is
like
fine.
it.
You picked
I
out
don't
your
like
jams.
that habit about myself anymore. I typically am a morning person, so I wish that I could retrain myself to get up and get ready again. I need to redo that.
But if it's working for you right now,
yeah,
I think it's
now.
okay.
But
Right.
Sometimes I read books and they're so stringent on like, no, you have to do this and this and this in the morning. But
Right.
if it works for me to clean my kitchen, and you pick out your
Because your lives are different,
Yeah,
and what's
so
important
what's-
or what you're balancing
Yeah.
is different. So yeah.
Do you have any habits that you wish you could break?
that. Because
Oh,
I do
getting
know
ready.
that when
Okay.
you wake up and you exercise and you get ready and it's so true. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel
Yeah.
good, you look good.
Yeah.
And it's all, I mean, it's so in sync.
Right.
I think when you're like, like
I
you
will
kind of
say-
feel that way sometimes.
Yeah.
One thing I treasure every day is my morning habit. I set my alarm for 6:30, and for like 30 to 40 minutes, that's when I wake up. I do any like scripture study, spiritual, upbeat things. I look at the news, and then I go get my workout in, and then I come upstairs and make my bed. So in my head, by 8:30 a.m., I always feel like I've got the day. I've just nailed
done
it.
so much,
Really?
and yeah,
it
couple-
Because
totally
then after
sets the
that, it's
tone.
just like.
I do watch
Yes.
Fox News every morning, and it doesn't matter if it's just playing in the background or if I'm really paying attention. But while I'm getting ready for the day, I've got it either on my phone or on the screen.
So
and I
that,
just
and you love being up to
I
date.
love
so that's
that.
your habit.
Yep, uh-huh.
Okay. And you said your habit you wanted to break was.
Well,
Just-
I wish that I could get back to getting up and getting, but really it would almost have to be like going back to the 4:30 a.m. routine
Which
because I'm
doesn't
working
sound fun.
East Coast time now, so my day really begins at 6:30 anyway, like right into like the
Yeah,
work
you don't
stuff.
have the time to
and
do it.
I really just I could, but I don't want
Yeah.
to right now.
Maybe one day.
Maybe someday again.
And what's a habit you want to?
I should probably cut back on Diet Coke, ladies. I probably have like, I mean, I get a 32 ounce, but it's mainly ice. But I could have like 2 to 3 of those easy.
Could you
per
really?
day. Oh yeah. So I need to cut back to just water, and I have been putting like instead in my Diet Coke mug that I have.
Yes.
I've been putting water in it, so it's like I'm drinking Diet Coke, but it's
Oh,
water.
just like it.
kind of. So yeah, I'd like to break that. I just feel like
Okay.
I need to have more water.
I just thought this would be a fun topic to talk about
It's really
habits
fun.
and keep it up.
And what about you,
Yeah.
Stace? What's one that you want to break?
Oh, break? I notice I interrupt people. And I think it mentioned that in the book, and I'm like, I didn't realize that was a habit. But it said, like, it was listing some negative things. I'm like, I need to work on being aware, self-aware, and not interrupting people.
I don't think that I know that about you.
Oh,
I
really?
think that about myself.
Oh, I feel like I do. So I'm like, okay, I need to be more conscientious of that.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Maybe we can all work on that one.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a good finish. Coming up next, we'll talk about how to change the world. Really, stay with us.